Petr Yan versus Marcus McGee. You watched it?
I watched it. Yep.
Okay. Now, what were your going into the fight? Who did you have winning? And then how do you think that played out?
I had Petr Yan winning, and that's exactly what happened.
The way
Marcus
you thought it would
McGee,
happen?
huh?
The way you thought it would happen?
Yeah, I would say so. I didn't think that Petr Yan was going to finish him because he's a tough guy. He has good pressure, and he has a good chin. So I didn't think that he was going to get him out of there. One thing that I thought was going to be utilized more by Petr Yan was those trips. I thought he was gonna do that more often.
He did it once. I think he
Once.
tried once and did it once.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So I thought that was gonna be more something he was gonna utilize more based on the fact that he does come forward, Marcus McGee. But I think Pirion started off a little stronger than he normally does, which
Got right
was
upon it, right in his.
something that he had to do because it's a 3 rounder. And once he started going, once he had that ball rolling, it was downhill for McGee.
I'll tell you what, man. I thought Petr Yan was gonna win too. I couldn't see exactly how it was gonna go because Marcus McGee is really good. But when I seen the way Petr Yan was backing him up like that, he has a different kind of pressure. That's a different pressure. I mean, Marcus McGee he has good presence. It's not like he's out there like a little sucker. Marcus McGee has good presence, and he had him backed up. And Marcus McGee is like not like Mr. Defensive, right? I
Yeah.
would understand if it was me and I'm moving around and I'm skating the cage and I'm fainting and I'm moving around.
He's kind of just there.
This is Marcus McGee. I feel like he has a strong presence. This dude had him pinned
Yeah.
against the cage the whole time. Just that little thing that he does, the whole time, just had him pinned. And kind of like it looks like it's scary. It's like, yo, this dude, like, you
Imagine
get
that, right?
one more move.
Imagine. Peter Yan's like a little Terminator. He just keeps coming forward.
Yo, that little like, yo, like I said, yo, Petr Yan is a tough dude to beat, and I've always been one to say like I don't really agree with the high guard in MMA or even in boxing. Like the stationary high guard to me is kind of trash.
Yeah.
Petr Yan does it well. I think that he has the best high guard in all of MMA ever. Period. There's nobody in the history of MMA who's ever had a better high guard than Petr Yan.
I mean, look how effective look how effective it is, right? Like most of the time, I want to see how because I mean sometimes them numbers is like off, but I want to see how often does he actually get hit? Because most of those punches is hitting his arms. Like not
That's a good high.
hardly anything is not getting through, and that's due to that high guard.
And then what I love about it, what he does so well, because if you're going to use a high guard, like, see, the problem that I have with high guards is that high guards, for the most part, people trust in them so much that they become stationary. And when you become stationary, look at Lomachenko. He just takes angles, goes around them in circles. When you become stationary, your body's open. Like it's just not a good position to be in because it leaves you vulnerable to so many different things, especially in MMA. You can be taken down, you could be hit to the body, you could be hit to the sides of the head, through the middle of the guard. So many different things can happen when you're using a stationary high guard. If you're gonna use the high guard, you should be moving your feet with it, taking angles with it, going in and out like Canelo does with it, or doing what Petr Yan does with it. What Petr Yan does with his high guard is he goes here, and when you touch him, boom, he blasts you from it. Genius, like, because you think he's not gonna do anything,
Yeah.
and he instantly throws a counter at you. How many times did he do that to this dude? Right, every time Marcus McGee would come in, boom, and just crack him, and you
He's
could
hurt,
like
yeah.
McGee kind of like shows it on his face a little bit. He's like,
Yeah,
like he has this like startled look, like, oh,
yeah, definitely.
he did that how many in the second round? He did it like multiple times. He did that.
Yeah.
I mean,
Nah,
that's a
it's
beautiful tactic.
beautiful. Yeah, the way he uses it is beautiful. Like you said, it's definitely the best high guard we've ever seen because anybody else that used it, they don't use it the way he does it. For the most part, like you said, they're very stationary, or they'll use the high guard when they're pressed, when their back is against the fence.
Already getting finished, like just
Exactly.
getting destroyed.
So, and he's constantly moving. He's never like he was at one point. He was walking him. Well, not at one point. He did it several times, but he was walking McGee down, right, with the high guard, walking him down. It's honestly that's why I think anybody that beats Pirion in that bantamweight division, it's got to be their best victory, right? Because or at least one of their best victories because he's definitely an extremely hard opponent to prepare for. And then when you in there, like he's not doing anything fancy, but what he's doing is so effective. And you kind of have an idea of what he's gonna do going into the fight, but it still poses so much problems for everybody that he
He's the toughest guy in the division. He's probably the toughest. He's Petr Yan is one of the toughest guys in all of MMA history. Period.
And a
All
good
of
thing, and I think a keynote to also mention is that McGee was in O'Malley's training camp, and he was the one that was emulating Petr Yan for O'Malley. So it's safe to say that McGee, he knew Petr Yan's, at least on paper, he knew Petr Yan's game inside and out, right? And it still didn't help him at all.
couldn't
Right?
do anything. I mean, the thing about the Sean O'Malley fight is the Sean O'Malley fight with Petr Yan is Sean O'Malley had a styles make fights kind of fight. He's really tall, really long, moves his feet well. Stylistically, he has a good attributes to beat somebody like Petr Yan. So like and that was a tough fight. Arguably could have went either way, right? It was a really tough fight for both of them. But styles do make fights. But think about this. Petr Yan is one of the toughest dudes ever in MMA history, period. This dude is tough as nails.
Yeah.
Doesn't get tougher than Petr. He's a warrior. When you think of a warrior, Petr Yan's a warrior. Now think about what Merab did to him.
That's why he's at number one for us.
Yo, dominated him. Five round shutout. Dominated him.
Because in the McGee fight, he did land a couple clean shots on Yan, but Yan never showed it in his face. He stayed composed. He never reacted to those shots. He stayed on game plan. He stayed focused, and then we saw what he did. So his poker face is also, I would say, one of the best. Like, he never shows on his face ever.
Same plan. He has 5 round cardio, easily 5 round cardio. Doesn't get tired. Doesn't show any emotions. Out toughed Song Yadong, and I think Song Yadong's one of the toughest dudes ever in the 35-pound division too.
Yeah.
He out toughed Song Yadong. It's safe to say Petr Yan is.
Yeah, I mean, I've said before, at one point, I thought he was going to go undefeated his whole career.
Now, what about my man McGee from here? What do you think? Based on his performance, do you think he belongs in that top 10? Or do you think he's not really a top 10er? What do you think?
I think he did as good as he could have done against Petr Yan. I don't think that he could have done any better. It's just a tough stylistic matchup for him, and I think that they kind of threw him into the deep end a little too soon. I think that it was just too much for him, regardless of what his ranking was or is. It was just too much for him, too soon.
I don't know about too soon, though. He is 36, 37 years old. He
Yeah,
doesn't have much of a career left.
but I'm saying but again, there's guys that are around his age that never get to that point because they just,
But it's kind of now or never. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's kind of now or never.
It's kind of now or never, but I just feel like based on what we saw, I don't think that he should have been in there with them to begin with, right?
I don't think that would change in 3 years. Like,
No, it's not going to change at all.
nothing will change about it.
It's not going to change, but that's why I feel like, my personal opinion, McGee, I don't think he's definitely not a championship level fighter. I don't see him. I don't think that he can compete with those top guys in that division, right? He has some
Top 5 or top 10?
I mean, I would have to look at who's closer to number 10, but definitely not top 5. He's not. I don't think he's that. I don't think he's a top 5 type of fighter. I don't think so.
That's what I think as well. I think he's a great fighter. I think he's a great fighter. I think he's top 10. But I don't think he's top 5 as well.
But there's a lot of great fighters that are in the top 15. There's a lot of great fighters that I feel are good.
To be top 10, you're amazing.
That's what I'm saying. But I feel like there's a lot of great fighters in the top 15 that can stay outside of the top 10. And it doesn't take away from how good they are. It's just levels, right?
You got Sean O'Malley ranked number 1, Umar ranked number 2, Petr Yan ranked number 3. I don't think he beat Sean O'Malley either stylistically. So I think that's a good spot for all those guys. Corey Sandhagen, number 4, he doesn't beat him either. Song Yadong, he doesn't beat Song either. Now, after that, this is where I do think he does belong. I think he belongs in the top 10 because I think he beats Figueiredo. Let me not say that. I don't know if
Figueiredo, I don't know about that one. Figueiredo, he's on a 2-fight skid, but look who he lost to, right?
Yeah, he lost to those top 5 guys. He lost to those guys.
Figueiredo is good, so I'm not comfortable. I'm
a little bit small, just a little.
But still, I'm not confident in saying that McGee can beat Figueiredo.
Well,
I'm not confident.
Let's do this then. Well, you know what? Let me not say that. I was gonna say let Figueiredo fight McGee next, but McGee is ranked number 13, so he shouldn't be jumping to number 6. So, but after him, you got Marlon Vera. Come on. He's better than Marlon. He's beaten Chito. Marcus McGee has beaten Chito. So
I think that's the fight.
I don't know why he's even up there.
I think that's the fight to make. I think
Chito versus him.
or a Rob Font.
Rob Font is ranked. Rob Font is number 9. That's yeah. So he's 13. You have Mario's ranked number 8. Rob Font, and then you have
I don't see it. He's not beating Batista.
Nah. Batista's savvy, huh?
Yeah, he's not beating that.
He's savvy. And then you got Armand. I don't know how to say this dude's name. Emian Zahabi. That's a fun matchup.
Sahabi.
I think it could be Zahabi. He's ranked number 10.
Yeah, but I think honestly, I think the next fight for him will be Rob Font. I think that's the best
That's
option
a fun fight.
because Rob Font's number 9, so they're kind of close in the rankings, and also he has that name notoriety. So you beat a Rob Font, you got a good name on your resume, and it's gonna, like you said, it's gonna be a fun fight. So that's a stylistic matchup where I can see McGee having a beautiful finish, a entertaining finish.
That's he stops Rob Font.
I can see that. I can see that happening.
Because Rob Font does get clipped.
He
Because he
does.
likes to go to war sometimes.
Exactly. So I think that's a stylistically fun matchup, and I think it's a matchup that McGee can win and he can finish him.
What about
And that's
McGee
what you
fighting
need.
backwards, fighting down, fighting a Montel Jackson?
I don't think because even though McGee lost to Petr Yan, you just fought Petr Yan. So I feel like to fight a guy that's relatively unknown, I don't think that's the smartest move. I think if I'm McGee, I'm kind of I'm asking for a name because
Well, think about, put yourself in the UFC's position though. Do you feel like the UFC would make that? Is there a potential to make that, or you feel like they'll only move him up?
I think Rob Font is a matchup that I could see actually happening because Rob Font, he's number 9, but he's not gonna ever compete for a title. I don't even think he's ever gonna make it to a top 5 or top 6. He's not beating those guys. So I think he's gonna, for the most part, he's gonna kind of sit around that 9, 10, maybe 11, 12 range in the rankings. I think that's where Rob Font's gonna kind of fluctuate around. So I think and again, if I'm McGee, I'm not accepting anybody that isn't a name. Because although I lost, I just fought Petr Yan. I just fought the number 3 guy. I'm not fighting a Montel Jackson that no one really knows. Right? So I'm going for Font. I don't think that they're gonna give him Vera, because Vera's still, Vera, I feel like that's not I don't think they're gonna give him that. So Font. I don't get it, but Font, I think that's a
All right, so now we got let's go over that DeRitter versus Robert Whittaker fight. Now going into that fight, who did you have winning?
I had DeRitter winning. I just didn't have him winning the way that he did.
Yeah, I didn't know who was gonna win that fight. Close the door.
We could end this one and then start again because we're basically at 15.